Good Saturday evening, everybody. Meteorologist Nick Kelly checking in after our morning round of rain and storms kept highs in the 80s today, canceling our heat advisories and excessive heat warnings this afternoon. Our focus is now shifting off toward the west, where thunderstorms this evening will continue to brew out in central and western Kansas and parts of the front range of the Rockies and down to the Oklahoma and Texas panhandles, where severe thunderstorm watches are there to start the evening out. Those are forming just on the south side of a cold front that will also come sweeping through the Ozarks as we head into Sunday to wrap up the weekend. Plus, the upper level setup looks a lot better than it did throughout this past week. Instead of that upper level high in control, keeping us hot, humid, and downright miserable, it is being squashed back to the south, allowing some disturbances to keep us warm to wrap up the weekend tomorrow and taking us into early next week with some rain chances to watch as well. Speaking of those rain chances, much of the Ozarks from Springfield south and west, even back over toward areas like West Plains and over Stockton Lake and Nevada, that's where we have a level 2 risk for some storms very late tonight and very early Sunday morning to be severe, with the worst of the severe threat now being shifted out toward northeastern and northern parts of Oklahoma. As those storms work into parts of the region overnight, I'm not too concerned about a tornado threat. I think that's very low on a threat scale. Large hail, with the way the storms want to come in, I don't see that being a big issue, but we'll still keep it on the low side. But I think if we had any severe threats to watch, anything that might trigger some severe thunderstorm warnings closer to sunrise, might be some wind gusts between 60 and let's say 65 miles per hour. Looking at Futurecast, no worries about the rest of the evening. Enjoy any outdoor plans as we continue with partly cloudy skies for much of the evening. Then we'll see more cloud cover ramp up overnight as storms start to knock on the door from the west. Anytime after 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning going into Sunday, you can see how Futurecast wants the worst of the storms to pass south and west of the region, but only just. But still, it wants to clip the southern Ozarks along and south of U.S. Highway 60 with some of those scattered storms that could be strong to severe, with, again, mainly some high wind gusts being the big issues, very early Sunday morning. Then that activity clears on out, but as long as the front's still around with that disturbance in play as well, we'll watch for a few isolated storms, mainly in the far southern parts of the Ozarks for Sunday afternoon, and no complaints about Monday. Mostly clear skies in the morning and just bouncing back and forth between partly to mostly sunny skies for your Monday. Any rain to come with tonight's storms should result in rain amounts no greater than half an inch, so we will take whatever we can get still, even though those rain amounts look pretty minimal. As far as the upper level setup to take you through the rest of the week, again, it's nice that upper level ridge that kept us hot and humid this week is staying well to the south for a change, keeping us warm temperatures in the 80s through the week, but we'll also watch for some minor disturbances to pass on through as well. Bringing in maybe a few storms Tuesday, some better thunderstorm chances Wednesday and into Thursday morning. But even after Thursday morning's thunderstorm chances, I think a little return of some summer heat will be in store for us Thursday and Friday. But once we get into next weekend, I think another frontal system and a few more disturbances will come into play, kicking that heat back to the south and trying to ramp up rain chances for some as we again go into next weekend. As far as rain totals for the next 7 days, hopefully we can cash in on amounts like this, with amounts on the average between half an inch and up to an inch and a half. Won't bust a drought for parts of the northern Ozarks, but again, we will take whatever rain that can come our way. Now let's talk about temperatures, because these numbers are thankfully looking a lot better for the week ahead. It starts tonight with lows around 70 for Springfield and Harrison, with a southwest breeze trying to kick back in. And then after the storms clear through tomorrow morning and the front passes through as well, we'll have a good west breeze throughout the day, maybe pushing between 10 to 20 miles per hour in parts of the Missouri Ozarks, keeping highs near 88 in Springfield and 89 in Harrison. In fact, everybody starts mild in the morning with lows around 70 degrees. Then the numbers only warm into the upper 80s. Can't rule out a few spots south of Springfield near 90, but I think a lot of us will thankfully stay in the 80s, which is where we should be for this time of the year. Going into Monday morning, not bad either. Mid-60s to start the morning out. Almost chilly compared to the past few nights we've had lately. And then afternoon highs, I think just a little warmer than this, but these are not bad either, with most spots wanting to top out in the mid-80s come Monday afternoon. Then 87 Tuesday, 88 Wednesday. That brief return of some upper-level influence could push highs into the lower 90s Thursday and Friday, but fortunately that is short-lived, as you see by rolling in the 7-day forecast. Again, you can see how highs will be near 88 degrees for many spots Sunday, mid-60s Monday morning and Tuesday morning, with highs both days back in the middle to upper 80s. Anything trying to spark up Tuesday, I think, will be in parts of northern Arkansas in terms of storm chances. But again, I think a lot of us are dry Tuesday. I think better rain chances will come back into the picture Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday of next week. And again, just a few days, unless things change, with highs in the 90s. We'll expect those numbers for Thursday and Friday.